Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of Daddies the Podcast. I'm Greg.
And I'm Erik.
And this week we are doing things completely different. We are cutting out the intros that we were doing every week before.
Corny ass intros.
When we started doing this, we thought like that was going to be our shtick. But they were a pain in the ass. Erik, you want to talk about how we got those intros?
So it was, tongue-in-cheek funny. We figured, we had an idea. We chat GPT'd the subject of what we were going to talk about. We're also kind of dropping just total overall subjects unless we have something really apt to discuss for a long extended period of time. But then we would plug it into ChatGPT and we would kind of go until we found something that we really liked. And then we would just read it verbatim.
And I think too, so we would say, all right, write a introduction for Daddies the Podcast that is about candy or whatever. But we would say, but make it vulgar or put a lot of put fuck in there 2 times. And
because it was just going, it would be really vulgar, which I don't know how you tricked it into being vulgar.
I don't know either, but it would be like, get ready to get fucked by the daddies this week with a candy, piece of candy or whatever. And so it was one of those things where we were doing that every week. And then last week when I was editing, I think I texted you and I was like, you know what? Let's just not do that anymore. And and two, we were picking just a topic.
Yeah.
And that's fine for a lot of things. I think when we do our interviews, which we do have interviews lined up, the interview is the interview, right? So it's not going to be kind of all over the place. It'll be pretty much about a specific thing, but and maybe I don't know, but I think you can't do. All right, we did movies last week, so let's do TV again. At some point,
eventually we would run out of topics.
Well, that's the thing. There's a finite amount of topics, so
unless we're really
creative, and we're not that creative. So we were like, you know what? I was like, I have shit that I want to talk about. You have shit you want to talk about. People are kind of getting to know who we are now. So
let's not close ourselves into one topic.
Do that, and so I'm glad we're doing this because it was also super stressful to kind of hone in on one topic.
Now we can just talk about whatever the fuck we want.
And we actually, this is the first episode that I think we did I take it back. We did research for some of the other episodes, especially the video games but research hey, here's a
top 10 list of
Google,
games on that.
Yeah. But something that I've been wanting to talk about for a hot minute, and I think we've touched on it before, jerker's remorse.
Jerker's remorse versus or in addition to post-nut clarity.
So do you have the definition of, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to give go ahead. Jerker's remorse.
Walk me through it.
You're a dude.
Yep.
Or I guess you don't have to necessarily be a dude. Anyone who can masturbate.
Let's just say that. I suppose women have.
Anyone who can post jerk-in remorse. But hear me out.
Yeah.
You jerk off. You scroll for 20, 25 minutes to find that perfect video that you want to watch. It's got to be the one.
Pick the one you want to finish to.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Then you do finish. And then
you look down
and you feel bad.
Let me give kind of the definition of regret. The nature of regret. Regret is an emotion that arises when we believe our current situation could be better or happier if we had made different decisions in the past. It's a sense of dissatisfaction or disappointment with what has occurred or what we've chosen to do. The feeling is often accompanied by a desire to undo the actions that led to the current undesired outcome. Now, I don't think that necessarily means I don't think that I should have jerked off, but I think that we're looking at I was watching porn and that poor girl, I shouldn't have been turned on by that or something like that was gross.
But it's fucked up because
she's just had some dude spitting in her mouth.
Spanking her ass. And that was 5 seconds ago. And you were hype as shit on it.
How long do you feel bad for?
About a minute.
Yeah.
I have a post-jerk ritual, right?
Okay.
So I finish the deed.
Yep. I know you said you
use
always
whatever t-shirts around.
You always go on your tummy.
I wipe my tummy up and then I'll just scroll on Instagram or TikTok videos and just watch a music video.
Yeah. Okay. And that gets you
gets me through it.
Clean through. Okay.
And then as soon as I clean up, I'm cool. you know?
Well, let me go to another
Yeah.
definition similar to jerker's remorse. This is post-nut clarity. It's kind of the same. Post-nut clarity is a term describing the feeling of being clear-headed or mentally reset after orgasm in sexual intercourse or masturbation. Feelings of disgust with oneself as well as guilt have also been associated with the term. So I don't feel that way after sex, not
but
disgust.
Apparently too, so there's something that I was reading where it's like, if like someone is going to cheat on their significant other to jerk off and get that kind of like get a clear head. So yeah, it applies to obviously jerking off, but it's like I have this I have this sexual
You're saying if I'm
pent
like
up energy.
if I think that I want to go cheat, let me jerk off first and see, do I still want to cheat?
Do I still want, or
it gives
am
you
I
the
just
clarity to know that you don't really want to.
Post nut clarity giveth and also taketh away, because you like, but my thing is too, like, it can't just be men who get that, you know, like I feel like everyone feels that way. I would assume, and it's not, but it isn't every time.
No, not every time.
It's just a lot of the time.
I think it's if I'm watching something degrading,
Sure.
then it really hits harder.
Agreed. But like,
but other times it's just amazing.
it's
you know,
fine.
it's always
and
good.
it's so weird, but I felt that way my entire life. Like I've always felt kind of guilty.
I'm jerking off, and it's either one of two settings. It's either early in the morning, and I'm like, boom. Now I'm ready to go start my day.
Oh, yeah.
Like now I can start knocking stuff out. Whereas
Jerking
prior,
off kickstarts your day.
Yep.
It's the best part of waking up is with jizz in your
is
cup.
Folgers in your cup.
Yeah, right. Folgers, not jizz.
Is
right,
my jizz in your cup? Or right before bed. I'm not going to be able to go to sleep until I come.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
I have that problem a lot.
I'm jerking off right now. And so this episode's about
I
to
can
get
see right through the
really-
table. I
this
know. I
episode's
wasn't
about to get really weird.
I wasn't going to ask.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I was just going to let you do your thing.
But I've been wanting to talk about that for a while. And, you know, it's nice because we couldn't bring that up organically in an episode about fucking music.
Hey, you know what goes along well with music? Post-nut clarity.
I used to love going here as a teenager to hear music, but also jerking off is cool, you know? But I think it's one of those things where like, and I guarantee you if you probably watched an episode of Family Guy, there's probably a whole bit about jerker's remorse. Like I feel like
Something
everyone
Quagmire related, probably.
sure, but like I don't know, it's just one of those things where
everybody gets it. No one talks about it.
Speaking of which, you want to know something fucking wild? Mm-hmm. So part of the soap groups.
Okay.
And one of the individuals that I talk to regularly, and I'm not going to put his name in because I know he listens. He asked to come on the show. Too.
Okay.
And he said, bro, I want to come on and just do an episode about eating ass.
Oh, okay.
And then he invited me. There's this hidden group about eating ass.
What?
That has all like the soap dudes in it.
Okay. You know what?
I got to send you an invite.
Send me the invite because I'm interested.
That's right up your alley.
But I shit you not, had this conversation last night with somebody. Shit you not.
About eating ass.
About eating ass.
Okay.
And they were saying it was two people that I was with. And they said, oh, she was talking to me about how far he likes to get his tongue in there. And I stopped and I paused and I kind of cocked my head sideways.
Wait,
and
you know what?
And I said, like, and they described it as akin to like long jumping, and you know you see how far you get in the sand. You know he would like pinch his tongue where it was, and he was like, "Look, I got this far."
I've never gotten this. So,
but you know, but then I said, "Here's my side of it."
Yeah,
I only just knock on the door. I don't go in.
You know what? I never really thought about it. So it's like eating pussy and eating ass, like the tongue depth.
Yeah.
Is tongue depth like who met like
you know what there has to be something like primal about that, because you ever seen those videos with girls and they're like and they got the real long tongues. Or Gene Simmons. Jesus Christ, Gene Simmons.
I bet you Gene Simmons has eaten a plethoric amount of pussy and asshole, which is wild because my man is ass ugly, right? But he can
he probably keeps the paint on.
I heard you, speaking of Gene Simmons, I was getting tattooed.
Okay.
And the individual who tattoos us, he said that he was at he heard a story that Gene Simmons was at a convention, and this was right after Adam West died.
Okay.
So this dude went up to Gene Simmons and was like, "Hey, can you sign my autograph book for me?" The guy gets it back after Gene Simmons signs, and he's like, "Why the fuck would you do that?" Gene Simmons felt so entitled, he signed over Adam West's name. And so the guy was pissed.
Yeah.
And Gene Simmons was like, "Fuck you, I'll do whatever the fuck I want. I'm Gene Simmons." Like, okay, Adam West, Gene Simmons, right? Like,
Wow.
And so I guess Gene Simmons got kicked out of the convention, I believe. And then
For that?
And then I guess whoever was running it sent the guy like, "Hey, here's like a signed Adam West like
That's
poster."
good.
Like they hooked it because that's devastating. It's like, hey, especially
yeah.
because those autographs you have to pay for.
Yeah.
So
You wait in line, you
and
pay
a
them.
lot for some people like Adam West. I'm sure that was fucking money.
That's wild.
And he signed over his fucking
Jesus
autograph.
Christ, what a dick.
Right?
Is
Like
he a dickhead?
Oh, for sure.
Really?
And that's the only like.
Did he have a TV show during that reality TV show?
Was it Kiss of Love? Or wait, Rock of Love with
Rock-
Brett
no,
Michaels.
Brett
That was
Michaels, okay.
Brett Michaels of Poison.
Yes.
But I don't.
Gene Simmons
I
didn't have a
doubt
TV
Brett
show.
Michaels is signing over Adam. Like that's just a dick fucking move.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
for no reason.
and then apparently he was like, "I can sign wherever I want." And granted, take it with a grain of salt.
I mean,
Like,
he's a lot more famous than I am, but still,
Sure, and
dick
he's-
move is a dick move.
Yeah, I don't care how wealthy you are. If you're a dick, you're a dick. But I just wanted to throw that in there. I don't know how true that is, but I heard that
It's true now.
It's true now. But you know, have you ever been to a comic book convention?
Never for like a signing thing, but I've been
neither.
to conventions.
I've been to conventions, but like
I went to that before I ever had any tattoos. I went to a tattoo convention.
Sure. And then you just get and there are some good artists that go.
I would get a flash thing at a tattoo
That's
convention.
it. Like you're not like it's crazy to me unless there's someone. Hey, you work in California.
Yeah.
You're coming to Philly.
I
gonna
really
book you for
want
2
your
days.
they do a specific type of thing.
But then
Yep.
you're talking thousands of dollars to book. So and that's fine. Like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but it baffles me. Like if I'm going, I'm just gonna pick. Hey, I like your work. Let me. I'll get the.
Are you already booked for the convention? Right.
And
then
if
let me
not,
do my
like,
thing.
yeah,
but then because that's what you always see them doing stuff at the show. And you can come and see their stuff and then be like, "Hey, grab my card. This is where I get," and they'll do the same thing. That's how
and
they
there
get their
was
someone
someone
there.
I think she was like based out of Russia.
Okay.
And she was coming over and her work was awesome. So I hit her up and I was like, "Hey, like can I?" And then she never responded.
Right.
But,
Because you didn't, hit her up in Russian.
that's true. She probably was like, "What the
She's
fuck?"
like, "What are you gonna do? Do you have a passport?"
But that's yeah. I don't think I've honestly ever been to a tattoo convention. I know they always do the one in Philly.
Yeah.
But I feel like at this point now I have so many where like
Mm-hmm.
I'll get a tattoo convention tattoo. Like I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
But also, now that I'm thinking about it, happy St. Patrick's Day. You have the fucking shirt on.
I do have a shirt on.
So obviously this will air after, but
Yeah.
today, right now, we are recording on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So it is St. Patrick with the 17th.
Yeah. March 17th, always.
We had to push our date. So typically we record on a Friday. That gives editing is significantly easier now.
Yeah,
Like it
'cause
used
you're
to
good at
take every fucking bit of
The whole 5
but
days.
I've also been pushing, and so we record on Friday. It gets upload. I try to upload it by Tuesday. Sometimes it hits like the fucking
midnight, the 12th hour,
the 12th.
24th.
Yes.
What's that saying?
I was going to say the witching hour, but I don't think that's right. And then it gets uploaded. But now we have the equipment we need. We just got these sweet fucking mics that we use. We can use now when we do like our reels and like interviews, like not here in our in like the home
with our
studio
mic
setting.
setup. Yeah.
And they sound fucking awesome.
They do. I'm excited to use
So we're gonna
those.
fuck around with them a little bit after this too. We're gonna eat some lunch because we're both very hungry. But
What are we going to get?
I don't
Can we
know.
talk about that a little bit right now?
So
What are you in the mood for?
I could do Indian,
I could do Indian. I
could do fuck. I bumped the desk. I could do.
There's Indian, there's Chinese, there's just fat, greasy, like a burger,
Like
chicken
Waybacks?
tent. Yeah, something like that.
Naz's. So
There is
Mediterranean.
Naz's is good.
So it's going to be an ethnic.
I want. Okay, yeah, we'll go ethnic.
So we'll go ethnic, but I do want to say though too before I forget. So and I've been hitting up a lot of the like plug-in makers that I've been using.
Mm-hmm.
I also hit up Rode. I had some questions about this, and they responded. So thank you. Like they actually hit me back on
good customer support.
service, especially in message form. But I want to say when this gets mixed, we bought this plugin called the Xbox Pro, not to be confused with the Xbox, the Xbox Pro and the X Rider. And I think Neuro is the company who made them, and they seem to be newer, but their shit is fucking amazing. And I commented on one of their posts. Someone was like, all these comments on this video, I think like this is a scam. And I was like, I can prove to you
it's not.
The recordings, go back to our first recording when we were just recording with a USB mic into the Mac and uploading it on who we were using before.
Yeah.
Compared to now, it sounds crisp. Some would say quispy.
Quispy. Quispy audio.
It sounds so good. So I just wanted to really plug them, and I'll tag them in this too because
they deserve a shout out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All the plugins we have are like third party, like they're not like super big companies, except we're using a couple ones that are bigger, but they're all these like indie kind of, and it's cool that they work so well. And we're getting to like, and once again, not sponsored by any of these. I feel the need to say that like we bought them with our own money. Daddies the Podcast is in the red if you were listening, because you have to kind of get to where you need to be.
Scared money don't make money.
That's what we always like to say.
Right.
But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out there. So it is St. Patrick's Day. I wanted to do corned beef and cabbage.
Ew.
Well,
how about just corn my beef?
And didn't we talk about corning things?
We did talk about corning. Is corning just basically like pickling?
It's pickling. You're
pickling the beef, but you're still cooking it.
You're still cooking it, and I saw.
If you just drop the cabbage, I'd be fine.
Well, I saw corned beef. You know, they had a ton of it at the store, and I was like, it's fine, I'll get it.
I'll just get it closer.
Forgot, and then I couldn't get it yesterday. But
just eat it in a week.
Day, you know what I don't know about though? And we were talking about this. We did a St. Patrick's soap review earlier. I don't know, like, what the fuck St. Patrick's Day? Like, who is St. Patrick?
Well, I got you. Because when we were talking about it earlier, I started looking it up. Because I also don't know.
Let's hear it.
St. Patrick's Day observes of the death of St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland. The holiday has evolved into a celebration of Irish culture with parades, special foods, music, dancing, drinking, and a whole lot of green. Could that possibly be like Oktoberfest, but for the Irish? Like,
so it's just a day to get drunk.
I mean, which is exactly what Oktoberfest is.
Exactly what Oktoberfest is.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the rich culture of the Irish, though.
I don't either, but Ireland is somewhere that I'm really interested in going. Like, I would love to go there. You know?
It's celebrating the day he died. St. Patrick wasn't Irish. St. Patrick was born in Great Britain, not Ireland, to wealthy parents near the end of the 4th century.
So he was a real person.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, okay. You go to Ireland, right? What's the first thing you would do?
Fuck, I have no idea. I have no desire to go there.
Really?
No desire.
I would just, apparently it's just super scenic. My problem is I hate Guinness.
Me too.
And Guinness is not great. Hence the black stuff, as they call it over there. And just like the maker, the black stuff.
No offense to anybody that does appreciate that. But I don't like the food. I don't like the weather. I don't like
shepherd's pie.
Oh wait, I do fuck with the shepherd's pie.
But is that actually because
Irish?
You see like a lot of like people, like a lot of like English people eating shepherd's pie
as well.
So I don't know the origin of, but it's SP as we call it here.
Shepherd's pie is SP.
Shepherd's pie is delicious.
I do love shepherd's pie.
It's good.
I made it once on one of those like Blue Apron meal delivery service things.
Shepherd's pie is what? Beef, mashed potatoes,
carrots, peas, whatever.
Some people put lima beans.
Legit, you just make a fucking stew, and then you put mashed potatoes on top of that stew,
and then
you put it under the broiler. I don't think there's
no crust.
No.
That would be a pot pie. Also delicious.
Which I love pot pie.
Pot pie is
good. Did I tell you last week I made my own chicken noodle soup out of my own homemade broth?
Yeah, so So
I've been buying chicken thighs with the bone in and the skin on.
Okay.
So here I am just going to make chicken thighs. Pull the skin off.
Yeah.
And I use that too. I'm trying to use the whole buffalo.
You use it every bit of the...
I'm trying to use the whole chicken.
Yeah.
And then, so I set the chicken skin aside, and then I take I cut the bones out, and I save the bones. Once I get enough bones, I've also started saving. I do. It's in a bag in the freezer. Sure. Same with all my vegetable scraps.
Okay. All right.
And then I just put the bones and the scraps in a pot of water.
Cold water.
Cold water.
Sure.
Start boiling it. You skim off all the scum off the top of it, throw it out. And then just kind of boil it and cook it and cook it and cook it. And it tastes fucking delicious. But you got to add, I didn't add salt at all. And I think I'm going to add salt just once consuming because I didn't actually need to for any of the things that I ended up cooking.
The problem with salt, and, I've been out of culinary school for a while. So apparently the beef was when you're salting something, and then if you were to like freeze it, you need to be mindful because then something happens in the salt. I don't know if it comes to life more after it's been frozen. There was, like I said, this has been
a long time since you've,
but yeah, it was always like, don't over salt.
Right.
So, but you want to have season, like you want.
Well, you can always add more salt later. You can't take it out.
You can always take it out. You can't add more. Speaking of like chicken broth and like chicken soup.
Okay.
5 mother sauces. We were talking about this the other day. Do you know? So you have marinara. Marinara is one.
Chick-fil-A sauce is another.
So marinara is one. Like a tomato sauce is one.
Wait, are you kidding?
I shit you not. So there's hollandaise. Hollandaise, marinara, or tomato. Hold on.
I'm gonna look it up while you go
through. Brown, like gravy.
Bernaise. Is that it?
Yeah.
Hold on. I haven't looked it up yet. Just
a bechamel.
5 mother.
Yeah, pull it up, and you can hold your fingers up if I. For those of you who are listening, the 5 mother sauces are like what? You can create really anything.
They're
with
the base
this,
of any other.
These are the bases.
Okay, got them? So start over.
So like a marinara tomato.
Yes.
Bechamel.
Yes.
Hollandaise.
Yes.
Like a consomme. So is it a Bernaise? I can't remember. I have 2 I'm missing. What the fuck? It's brown. The one's brown. What's it start with? A velouté.
Yeah.
A velouté.
Let me read what that is because I don't know what that. A savory stock made from a roux and a light stock, most commonly chicken, to accompany poultry and seafood dishes. So that is close to actually. So when I made what I did was I made with my stock a thick one where I used like flour and to kind of thicken it up. So that's exactly what a velouté is. Yeah.
And then there's one more. What's it start with?
An E.
Oh, an S.
Yeah, you're on the right track.
S-E what?
ESP.
Yeah, ESP.
Espagnole. Espagnole. Espagnole.
ESP like AGNOLE.
A rich brown sauce that is made from a beef stock and used in a variety of recipes from gravy to demi-glaze to beef.
So that's the brown one that I was talking about.
Okay, there you go.
So see, I knew most of them.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, but when I was in school,
fucking marinara. God damn it.
I told you. But I mean,
and bechamel is like the base of a cheese sauce, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it was wild. So we would take these tests.
Yeah.
And the chef instructor was real old school. And so we would learn this shit. And the book was like 800 pages. It was old, right? It wasn't like a modern. It was an old textbook.
Right.
And then the tests would be like 80 questions. And it would be like, in 1920, how was this item made? And it's like, dude, I failed every one of his fucking tests.
There's a guy on I think he was on TikTok, and he would go back through and do really old recipes.
Okay,
like he would do the recipe for
like he would make them.
Yes, but it was recipes that sound absolutely insane. Like we've actually made a dish called mayonnaise chicken, but like he would make dishes that sound that stupid, like stupid like mayonnaise chicken.
Oh, but mayonnaise chicken is so fucking
mayonnaise chicken is good. Well, just because mayonnaise is top tier.
Mayonnaise is good. So okay, so 5 mother sauces.
Yeah.
I kind of forget like where I was going with that.
Oh yeah. We were talking about chicken noodle soup. I made chicken noodle soup.
Right. And well, we were talking about food for like St. Patrick's Day. Right. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't really like chicken noodle soup.
I'm not too far behind on that with you, but when I made my own, I made it like a creamy one with my stock that I made.
It probably would have been good with like wild rice.
probably would fantastic on it. It was
Yeah.
very thick what I
Okay.
ended up making.
How many C's?
Thick with probably just 3 C's.
Okay.
THICCC.
But you know what is thick
Yeah.
with 3 C's right now?
Okay. Who?
Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Have you seen? So the whole, for those of you who don't know, it's who? It's Mike Tyson and Jake Paul.
Is it Jake Paul or Logan Paul?
It's Jake Paul. Logan Paul is the like podcast wrestler guy.
Does he do a podcast?
I think he does.
I thought he was a YouTuber.
YouTuber. Yeah. I'm sorry, YouTuber.
Yeah.
But you said there are like a ton of rules.
Well, yes.
Right,
So,
like-
so there are rules as far as I know.
Well, you say what you think the rules are. I'm going to actually
You're
look
gonna
them
look 'em up,
So
okay.
for those of you who don't know, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson are going to fight on Netflix July 20th, I think.
something like that, sometime mid-July.
It's a Netflix special,
which is wild that I didn't know that they streamed anything like that.
well. So even so, like their payouts are going to be huge,
Oh yeah.
but
But Mike Tyson is going to, well, okay. So
let me look.
you
I'm
could
gonna
say
look up
that.
the
So
rules.
here's my understanding of the rules. And they could be wrong, but Greg's gonna look them up. Rule 1 is that Jake Paul doesn't need to meet a weight. He doesn't need to be like at a minimum or a maximum weight. He can go over that. Rule 2, I thought that he was able to tag in his brother or something like that. That's a stupid rule. I hope that's not true. And then rule 3 is Jake gets to wear a like protective headgear.
Okay, so the headgear's a rumor. No headgear allowed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's a rumor apparently. It was claimed Paul and Tyson would wear head guards and 18-ounce gloves. That was just a joke by British heavyweight Derek Chisora.
Okay. Well, that's good. Damn. So does he have any handicaps?
I don't know. Yeah, Jake Paul's getting fed up with lies about Mike Tyson.
Well, he's gonna need. I'm sorry, he's gonna need a handicap.
Have you? Okay, so go and watch any video of Mike Tyson training right now. He's still for 57 years old. He's fast as fuck, and he's getting back into shape. And my thing is too, if he starts to lose, he will bite your ear off, or at least the lobe.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to lose.
I would not want to fight him.
What would it take? What's your payout? What
Whatever
would you need
his
to
payout is to lose, I would take 20, 30, 40 million. Yeah, you can knock me the fuck out.
Is that the lowest? What if I said 5 million right now?
You can knock me out for $5 million.
Mike Tyson, he might kill you. Listen, even if I have 6 months to train, or even 3 months to train,
There's not enough
'Cause
time.
all I'm doing for the next 3 months is learning how to take a hit from Mike Tyson.
So you're just
That's
going to
all I'm
stand
gonna
there
do.
with your hands behind your back and just practice
like-
punching me in the head.
just like my cheek turned a
Especially
little bit.
because too, if they're legitimately so like the last huge fight I feel like was Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather.
I mean, at least as far as us normies know.
Yeah, like big, but like big, maybe like some of the other Jake Paul fights, maybe, but like everyone knew about the Floyd Mayweather and Conor
Yeah,
McGregor
right,
fight.
right.
Whether you're into MMA, boxing, or whatever, but it's crazy because I didn't think Floyd Mayweather was going to win that fight,
But boxing is boxing.
boxing
I
is
think that's-
boxing, and MMA is MMA, and
Yeah.
they're both two very different things.
Yeah,
Jake Paul's a boxer,
sure.
but Mike Tyson is one of the best.
Oh, for like without a doubt.
And so, I mean, besides Muhammad Ali is I don't know their stats.
What's the guy? You know who I like? What is his name? Butterbean. Just a really big guy.
Motherfucker who was also in X-Men.
Was he?
He played the Blob. Makes sense for.
I mean, that's not just a big dude.
yeah.
I'm kidding. He's not my favorite.
I think that was him. I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
I just started following Mike Tyson on TikTok, and he is just giving some mean ass updates of him training with his trainer, just hitting the pads.
Okay, so
and he looks fast as fuck. You're right.
and he's getting into shape. You know,
I'd be scared.
I would not fight him. But TikTok, right?
Yeah. Speaking of TikTok,
So there's if you haven't heard, a TikTok ban here in the US of A. That it seems like it's going to pass.
so it could.
I think Joe Biden said he would sign it if it comes across his desk. And I think the rules are or the legislation, like if it passes, TikTok has to sell to an American, like an American brand or a company headquartered here in America, or it would just be banned.
It's wild.
You think about like how many people have made a living. I'm so glad that we're not.
You know what we should do if we want to make sure that TikTok goes down? Let's post a video, make it go viral. What was that? Was that Lil Dicky? It's not hard to make. It's not hard to make.
You just have to go viral. What is it? Somebody suck me. It's
somebody.
Like,
it's the somebody suck me guy.
It's a somebody saying, "Hey, look, it's the gay guy from Modern Family," and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's me." But like, I think.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that a big popular social media company went just like boop.
Is it
gone one day?
because
The Vine did it. Remember that?
But did Vine wasn't forced to close. I think Vine was more or less like they just close. Like it wasn't like,
Well, sure, it wasn't the same circumstances.
because what?
I don't know why they did.
Because TikTok is in Asia back, so they're worried about like
I think it's in
security.
China.
It's a China backed.
But it was my understanding that they had U.S. there's U.S. offices, and you know what? I don't know shit about it. I guess I can't really speak.
I don't
on
know
it.
a whole lot either, but who buys them? I mean, I'm sure like people are like, oh, are you buying TikTok to shut them down? Or are you buying TikTok to, like, I own TikTok. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like Starbucks bought Tavana to shut them the fuck down. Are you buying TikTok to keep them open?
Yeah.
Or are you buying them just to eliminate your competition?
Google could buy them to just shut them down.
And it's all YouTube, baby.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts.
I like YouTube. I like Instagram. You know, I go through. I have a TikTok page, but I hardly use it.
Yeah.
But TikTok, dude. Every time I watch, it's like, hey, and then it's like some chick like bent over, and then it like flashes to her in her underwear, and then flashes back. Like, is it just people promoting like OnlyFans? I feel like.
Well, I mean, your For You
apparently my
page.
algorithm.
Yeah, your
is-
algorithm is what you make it. So mine is the same.
I mean, okay, so OnlyFans.
Sure.
So. OnlyFans is such a unique thing because it's like, all right, you pay a monthly subscription for somebody. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I really like your content. But then that doesn't get you all the content half the time. So then they'll say like,
Yeah.
like they can do like videos.
What is it, a
like
pay-per-view, basically?
Hey, for $5,
You can unlock this.
Yes, it's genius.
I mean,
It's genius.
it
man.
is. They're making money. They are absolutely making money. So I can't knock it. But I still don't understand who's giving them this money because I've got a hard time parting with my money. I
Porn
subscribe.
is free.
Porn. There you can find free
every
porn.
video that you want to watch for free.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Easily.
So, but some people are so, I think, like, hey, I need to have that like connection.
She needs to say, "Hey, babe."
And then it's like, here's $10 because you acknowledge me. And that's sad, but like for the people who are doing it,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Good
man.
for them. Good for
I,
them.
I thought about, did you ever think about doing like an OnlyFans?
Like making one for myself. Oh, for sure.
Right.
Oh yeah.
The problem is like,
Would I have a problem? Okay, well, so here's the thing with you and me. The only people that are gonna watch our OnlyFans pages are just
men,
dudes. 100%.
And I'm okay with that. Like
I really want to know, and someone please tell me, are there women that are subscribing to OnlyFans pages? Now, listen, they're not going to subscribe to ours.
And I doubt they're subscribing to. I feel like OnlyFans is heavily female dominated.
Yeah.
So I am a woman and I go on to OnlyFans to subscribe. I'm probably subscribing to other women,
right.
not men.
Right.
You know,
Or
Like,
if it is a man, it's going to be some guy. He's fucking yacked. He's
built
he's
different.
150 pounds, pure muscle. He's probably a
cracking eggs
firefighter.
between his arms.
Chopping. There's a guy that just chops wood, shirtless.
Did you ever see the like the Liver King?
Sure, kind of. Yeah, him. Whatever the lady's into, but it's not guys like us.
Did you ever see that competition where it's like knife skills, where it's like whoever can like it'll be like I don't know a popsicle stick.
Okay.
And then you would cut that, and whoever can cut it cleanest in the least amount, and then it would be like a wood, like a fire log. Mm-hmm. But you get a knife to cut it, and whoever can cut through that, and then the items get harder, or like then it's like, oh, it's a really sturdy rope, but here's a box cutter, and these motherfuckers, those type of people scare me that can just like, oh, I'm super skilled with knives. It's actually really cool. It's
scary.
It's cool to watch.
Is there,
because it's so
are you telling me that there's
precise.
an OnlyFans for that?
No, well, no, I was just
I'm
thinking
pretty
about
sure.
like, but people will pay to watch anything is what I'm getting at. So like, I'm sure that there's, so before OnlyFans, it was what? It was,
I mean, Patreon's a thing.
and then what was the other one? I mean, you always had like the cam girls, like that was always a thing. You can't watch porn without, when you close out, you have like 18 other
Tabs.
chatterbait,
Chatterbait.
Find what is it? Local horny milfs in your area,
And
or
then it
you won't
says-
last 5 minutes playing this game, and it's like
hate
like a dude fucking a dinosaur. And it's like, what the fuck? And then I don't last 5 minutes playing the game. It's they know.
It's only 3. I can
know.
only ever made it past 3 minutes.
What was the other one? FetLife. FetLife was big.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Is anyone up or anyoneup.com?
You remember that? I don't remember that.
So back in the MySpace days, but that website was kind of fucked because it was a revenge porn site, and I'm not big on that. Like that I don't support at all. And I'm glad they got shut down. The dude ended up in jail.
Oh, good.
Because
That's fucked.
you break up with somebody and then you take something that they sent you and then you put in that. Fuck that. So
people regularly get in trouble for that.
oh yeah, because as you should. Like that is. Revenge shit is stupid.
And so I believe that the way that OnlyFans is set up is if you have a co-star or a partner, that they also have to have like a verified OnlyFans account, and they are also like that. That way they're verified. That way you know that it's not just like, hey, this person, I was using this person. They didn't know that I was going to do this with it.
Everyone, it's consensual. And if it's not, I'm hoping that OnlyFans does something. But OnlyFans, do you remember? Was it like a year or two ago when no nudity?
Yup. They were going to take all pornographic material away from it. And then you know what? People started to go to Fansly.
That's right. And so my thing is, it's like, okay, you go to OnlyFans. I'm not going to, like, you're going for content.
I mean, technically, we could start an OnlyFans and just post stuff like this.
We could post
Bonus
us eating
features.
food.
Yep, we sure
would- and-
could.
but-
Will we make any money? No.
Now, if we did that while we had our dicks out,
Sure. There's a market.
That is what people want to see.
There's probably a market.
Naked podcasting.
Yeah, naked podcasting, naked food reviews, just
Do everything we're doing now, but naked.
It's just naked. Yeah. Yeah. And we could post that there safely and continue to make no money.
And just yeah. So we'll just continue to go more in the red.
Yeah.
But
be naked while doing it.
But
which might be fun. Although I would need to put like a towel down on this chair.
So it's just, I don't know. Like the whole thing is, it blows my mind because the people who are making money in that 1% category are making like hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars doing it.
I wonder how much work it is.
Probably a lot because you're doing content every day, all the time.
Wait. Segue. You know who's making the money? Like, all right, if a guy, if he's Dune 2 chicks at the same time, which leads us into our Dune 2 review.
So, I thought you were going to somehow swing that into a Nickelback joke.
Oh, I should. I forgot about the Nickelback
Okay,
jokes.
so Dune 2.
Yeah.
Two things. One,
Dune 2 chicks at the same time.
Dune 2 chicks. Well, so there's
sorry, all right.
the popcorn bucket. That is the sandworm.
So it basically is a narrow, I would call it fleshlight sized and shaped popcorn bucket.
Whoever designed that, it's a horror. And I honestly have
I
to
wouldn't
also
call it
say,
horrible. Genius.
I don't like, my only beef with the movie, I thought the sandworm was silly. I didn't think they were cool.
Disclaimer, Greg didn't see the first Dune before seeing Dune 2.
So Eric over here, he calls me up and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing on Friday the 15th or whatever
day it came out?"
And I was like, "Oh, nothing. I'm not doing anything." And he was like, "All right, cool. We're seeing Dune 2 at 10:45." And I was like, "That's cool. I'll watch it. I have plenty of time to watch the second or the first one."
I gave you a month.
I had ample time, but then I just did it. So I went into it and I watched like a 50, 60
it was a 60-second review on Dune 1 before you watched Dune 2.
And I'll tell you what though, but I understood what was going on.
It was a good movie in its own right.
Sure.
You didn't even you weren't required to have seen the other one.
I'll go back and watch Dune.
Yeah, as you should.
But I'll tell you what, man, I thought the sandworm, it wasn't like, they were cool, I guess, but it wasn't like.
And this will be a spoiler-free, sort of review. You don't need to worry about us saying anything, sensitive.
Yeah, I don't think the sandworms in the movie, that's not
everybody knows.
That's a huge part of, yeah, you're right.
But any of the new characters that they introduced were cool characters. I didn't expect them to move as far forward into the series as they did. And I have not read the books because apparently the books can get fucking weird, but I watched some YouTube videos on it and they were like, apparently there's like, it's moved. Did it move past the books? I won't talk out of my ass like I know exactly.
I don't know. I honestly didn't even realize they were books, to be completely honest. Like,
okay.
I knew so very little about Dune. I know Zendaya was in it. Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
But they were all in the first one.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But I'll tell you what. So the bucket.
The popcorn bucket.
The popcorn bucket. And so there's this meme going around. It's like the movie Clerk when I ordered an empty Dune popcorn bucket and a ticket to Madam Web. But it literally looks like something you would fuck, or it's like that.
Yeah, you can stick your dick in it and it looks like it would feel good.
Dune, and it's just a whole bunch of people sitting around the dude just fucking this popcorn bucket. And
what does he say? Can I get the Dune popcorn bucket? No popcorn, extra butter.
and you know what? But they didn't even have that bucket available. Like when we went, they only had Slimer from the upcoming Ghostbusters movie.
Wait, so you could fuck Slimer's
bucket? Could fuck Slimer's bucket. But they didn't have the Dune one. And I don't know if it was like they didn't get them, they sold out.
Maybe it was also a theater exclusive.
I feel like a lot of that shit is exclusive to AMC. Mm-hmm. And so we don't have an AMC local to us here in Delaware. The closest one is not in Delaware. It's in Pennsylvania.
Just over the line.
It's not far, but it's still not
right.
Like
close. It's not convenient.
We don't have AMC here in Delaware.
That's a dine-in.
Actually,
theater.
I take that back.
That's a dine-in movie.
We do.
Yeah,
but it's closing. The one in the Dover Mall. It's an AMC, but it's closing in like yeah, exactly.
Fuck the Dover Mall. Fuck.
Malls in general are just it's a dying fucking. We went to the mall last week.
Yep.
To do something. I can't remember what we were there for. And half of the stores.
Oh my God, they were closed.
None of them were fucking opened. It was like 12 o'clock. They were closed.
And
no
it was
signs.
just an empty storefront. And then they had advertisements for other stores. And it was kind of sad.
They didn't say like when they were reopening. Yeah, advertisements for other stores. Stores were relocated for renovations, which is fine. But they didn't like make a whole lot of that clear. And then just vacant storefronts. And like to me, it was like, all right. But shout out to Sukihana.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Sukihana, the best.
And also the scariest experience of your life. If you don't know what the fuck you want.
Oh yeah.
What is it? The soup Nazi?
Yeah. Oh, you could very easily feel like you're going to get shut down. So here's the way that you do it. If you haven't been, please go. It is a fantastic establishment, but you got to know the rules. So you walk up and you just before you even go into the little queue, check to see what number you want, or you can just say the food and you say like, so this is my order: sesame chicken, fried rice, no vegetables. And they'll write a number 4 and they'll do just an R. That's it. But like, if you want, like what do they write on yours? They
so
write
I always
your styrofoam container.
I get, I think I got the sesame chicken, but I get it with vegetables, and I always get a shrimp egg roll with it. And but it is like that episode of Seinfeld where you say what you want and then you just step to the right.
Yeah,
and you keep it moving, and the dude stands there, and if you don't know what you want, like
my man has been there forever
since we were kids.
Yes,
and he was chewing the fuck out of somebody.
Oh, and I walked right into his line of sight, and I thought for a second that he was yelling at me.
And what would you have done?
Because I'm pretty sure my man's in the Yakuza.
Oh yeah,
and he would actually kill you. Like with whatever kitchen knife he's got.
You up, yeah. And so I would just give him, here's my wallet.
But he was so I think that they also. I think that they also run the other two.
So there's another. Well, I think there's the other one. The one
all the way across
Chinese
on the other
spot
end.
to the by that cheesesteak place. That's a different.
Okay.
But they've been competing ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
But that other place over by
they run it. Yeah. And I think the guy came over. He's probably like the shift manager for that day, and he must have like burned something or ruined something, and he did their stock of another food.
And he was
getting chewed out in some other language. I didn't understand what he was saying, but you could tell it was anger coming through.
Next to that guy, there was this couple, and he was stroking her like shoulders.
She looked like she was being kidnapped,
but they were together.
She was
They were like holding hands, but the way he was touching her.
He was standing very close to her.
And he was like rubbing her.
Yeah.
And rubbing her.
If they weren't 60 years old, I'd have said that it was like a first date or something like that.
Or like when you start dating somebody and you're making out in public and you're holding hands. But
PDA.
like PDA, I hate PDA to be completely honest.
Yeah, it's weird.
As we've gotten older, it's like a PDA is like, I'm not going to a movie now and making out.
No.
Like I want to watch, I paid $20 to watch the fucking movie, another $100 for food.
I'm making out with my popcorn bucket.
I'm making out.
with my Dune 2 popcorn bucket.
But the cool thing is with a popcorn bucket, so if you don't know this, you get a large popcorn, you cut a hole in the bottom, and you stick it on your lap. So that way when like Eric's sitting next to you
and I reach in to grab popcorn, I get a little surprise.
You get a little gummy worm in there. But it was just such an uncomfortable.
Yeah, the way and then we saw him again, and
we were like leaving a store. I can't remember what store it was,
and they were still like real close on each other.
And he was just really wet. He said a really wet.
He was a moist gentleman.
He was moist. But yeah, man, I don't know why him.
Is that a good band name? The Moist Gentleman?
Opening up for Slipknot. But like, okay, so that wouldn't even really be considered like a phobia, right? Like being moist,
scared of a moist guy,
being wet in public. So like growing up, especially like when you're younger, and you're trying like multiple deodorants, right?
Okay.
I don't know. Do your armpits sweat a lot?
No,
mine do. And so like I typically wear darker colored shirts, and now they've gotten better. But I as growing up, it would stain. So like I couldn't wear white, gray, and it would stain them. But that was always a fear of mine, was going out with sweaty pits. And now it's like, all right, as you've gotten older, but like still, like I don't want to go out and have like I'm not wearing a shirt that's not going to cover that up.
I had a buddy that had really bad pit stains and
wet
like,
pits.
Yeah, and I could see that being totally absolutely embarrassing for sure.
But that wouldn't be a phobia.
I wouldn't think
like
so.
I'm not like so like yeah
phobias. I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah.
A phobia. Let's see. What is a phobia? Phobias are a type of anxiety disorder characterized by significant, irrational, or extreme fear of specific situations or things. Individuals with phobias often go to great lengths to avoid coming in contact with the circumstance or object they fear.
So, okay, it would be a phobia if I was so terrified of it, I didn't go out in public for fear of like...
and you know that there is a specific fear of armpit sweat.
Sure. Yeah.
Whether it be your own armpit sweat or
just someone else. Okay,
or
so like
maybe a more broad like fear of bodily discharge.
Well, so okay, I immediately think.
You think there's a fear of ejaculate?
Sure. Okay, so immediately you think of like arachnophobia. What's the other one that I see a lot of? Tryptophobia. Where it's like you're afraid of like holes, like a honeycomb.
Oh, trypophobia. It's trypophobia.
Trypophobia, yeah.
Like oddly randomly shaped holes.
So it's like
it's unsettling, but I wouldn't go out of my
weird,
way.
And then they put those weird little like worms in them. And I don't understand.
But I think that's it. It's just uncomforting. I wouldn't necessarily say that I've got that phobia. But actually, the website that I pulled up has like a top 10 list
Okay, yeah. What are the
phobias.
top 10? Yeah.
All right. And
I'm
this
intrigued.
All right. Well, the website is baptisthealth.com.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna try a different website.
No, I'm gonna do it still.
Yeah, just do.
Acrophobia,
which is
the fear of heights.
Okay, so that's common. Is that number one?
That is number one on this list.
Okay. How do you feel about heights? Like heights, I do get like sweaty.
I mean, I'm scared of falling.
So, well, that's the thing. Like, I'm not afraid of the height, but like,
I can look down and just be reasonable about it. Can I tell you? Fuck me. One time I went up on my roof to clean out the gutters, and I have to climb up. It was a big extension ladder I borrowed from my neighbor.
Wait, like in your house now?
Yeah.
You cleaned your own fucking gutters?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There. Okay. So here's the part. I was fine being up there.
Yeah.
So then it was time to get back down off onto the ladder.
Yeah.
I realized I didn't know how to step back onto the ladder.
Oh,
without like kicking it over or like I didn't know how to do it. So I was
you were
like
on the roof.
I was really like pussyfooting around up there.
Yeah.
God damn it. Guess what I hear? Fucking thunder in the distance.
Oh, while you're on the roof.
So then that kind of really put a fire under my ass. I was like, so I was debating. I was like, well,
this is my house now.
I could either jump and see how that feels, or I could try to climb off this ladder. But at least if I jumped, I was going to be falling on my own terms. But if you fall and I landed on my fucking back,
that's it. Or
so
like your neck.
The thought crossed my mind.
Well, you could have always kind of gone if you like. I feel like by the garage. Couldn't if you?
I could have jumped down on the lower level.
Yeah, I feel like that, like onto your driveway. That's not
Just imagine me jumping off of the high part, falling, rolling
Head
off,
first,
landing on the hood of a car.
just fucking.
Now I'm paralyzed and my car don't work.
I refuse to do roof stuff.
Yeah, that's okay.
I just.
Wait, our neighbors behind us were getting the roof done. The ones behind us.
Yeah.
So, Greg and his family lived with at my house
Yeah,
briefly. There was a period of like three or four. God, actually,
It was it'll be 2 years and like a couple weeks that we moved
that you
into
moved
this
out.
house.
Yeah, that you moved out of our house
into this house.
So it's been a couple years since he lived
Yeah.
there. But he knows we don't have blinds on the back side of our house
Yup.
anywhere.
Yep.
And the neighbors behind us, they must always get a show. They're always.
Oh
they're
yeah,
always-
they love it.
they see it all.
Yeah.
But anyway, the roofers were up there, and I had to poop. And while they were up there, so all of our bathrooms, they just don't.
They all have
blinds.
that. They all have the window, but no blinds.
And so it's not that bad. Just thinking about like, oh well, maybe if our neighbors happen to look out the window at any given time, but these motherfuckers were on the roof.
Did
on
they
the
did they
side.
see you?
I mean,
They had
if
to
they
have.
looked through. You
they
know how
just-
sometimes you'll look at a house,
Yeah.
and you can't see clear through into the room, like because it's not as bright as it is outside. That's what I was relying
Now
on.
hear me out though.
Yeah.
Is there something that could jam you up legally for that? Like if people can see you fucking, can you be held accountable for that?
Like if you're in your house,
Like an indecent exposure, even though you are like, if I start jerking off right now, like we have the window
the window's
open,
open. If you started jerking off,
people would see it. Also, that's anyone walking by can definitely hear this. So it's probably
you're
like,
giving your
what the
neighborhood a
fuck?
sneak peek.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay,
I'm not
but-
going to try it.
But anyway, okay. So what's number 2?
Aerophobia,
Which is
fear of flying.
oh yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
That doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah,
Like
no, me
if
neither.
your plane's going down, like that's a wrap anyway.
Oh yeah,
so.
yeah. Statistically speaking, what are the odds that I get hurt even on a plane?
So much unless you're flying on. What was the plane where?
Spirit Airlines. Wait, that one?
Yeah,
I
well,
hate Spirit.
yeah, but you can't be mad. You're paying $20.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true. Number 3, no surprise, arachnophobia.
and I'm not like, I just think spiders are like, oh, that thing could kill me. Like certain spiders can just, but I'm not like,
No, me neither.
But it's just like, eh.
I would freak out if I found it on my fucking shoulder right now.
especially like a giant, like, oh, it's like a black widow's on, or like a,
Jesus
something
Christ.
where like it can inflict
if I feel a spider or a bug on me or anything, I'm gonna like instinctually like
Do
I'm
the,
not gonna
you do
look
the
and-
wiggle,
I'm
the
not
wiggle
gonna,
smack.
I'm not gonna diagnose what kind of spider it is.
I'm swatting it off.
Yep.
That's it.
And then asking questions later.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Give me a second to try to read this. Ophidiophobia,
Oh, the fear of ophidias.
the fear of snakes for some reason.
I would rather be in a room with a spider than a snake
Sure.
because a snake is more aggressive.
I don't have an innate fear of snakes, but you're right. Like,
But okay, so if you're locked in a room with a snake,
yeah,
snake's over there, you're over at the opposite end. Is the snake gonna like?
I don't think so.
Is it gonna leave you, or is it going to?
Yeah, I don't think that they really want anything to do with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you like approached it, then it
you
would
know
like.
who has the most famous, I think, ophidiophobia? I think Indiana Jones. Terrified of snakes.
Why
right?
has it got to be snakes?
yeah. All right.
Okay.
Number 5. Cynophobia, CYNO phobia, is the fear of dogs
Some people are terrified of dogs, but normally I feel like
associated with specific personal experiences, such as being bitten by a dog during childhood. I was bitten by a dog
exactly.
during
So
childhood.
it's a traumatic. I wonder
Yeah.
if a lot of these phobias are like
That's something dramatic.
based about some.
I've got a phobia. If I hit it on here, I'll
Yeah,
I'll
okay,
elaborate.
all right,
Otherwise,
all
I'll
right.
go into it. But yeah, fear of dogs. I was definitely bit by a dog, but I'm not scared of dogs, though.
Well, because you know what the problem is. Back when we were growing up, I'm hoping this still isn't a thing. Like people would have these big fucking dogs, and they would let them out, and they would chase you down the fucking street, and they'd be like, "Oh, and it's like, fuck that."
Yeah, that's definitely changed. That doesn't happen anymore.
Fuck that. Well, because now just everyone has a fucking gun.
All right, number 6, trypanophobia. Trypanophobia is the fear of injections.
That to me, nope, not scared of needles at all.
I get nervous when I go when I need to get especially if it's a big needle. Like it's. I'm not like bring it on, but I don't
Sure.
get like wheezy or like.
I'm not gonna pass it. Well, they always
Woozy. I don't
Are you
get
gonna,
woozy.
Are you gonna faint? No,
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
Yeah.
And sometimes the actual needle doesn't hurt as bad as the actual whatever, like the fluid they're pumping into you. Like I've gotten shots before where it's just like it's in, but then as soon as they start injecting,
Really?
it's like
It's spicy?
ooh, it is spicy, viscous. Like
Yeah.
the thicker the,
Okay.
I guess maybe the thicker the
does it
compound,
and it burns.
it burns. Yeah.
Yeah,
But anyway,
that sounds
yeah.
uncomfortable. Number 7, astrophobia is the fear of thunder and lightning.
Yeah, that to me is nothing.
I wonder.
I feel like kids. Yeah,
Kids.
100% kids are.
Kids get
But then it's like,
astrophobia.
okay, but then you hear too, and I don't know how true this is, but people are like, I'm so scared of clowns.
Silas is scared of clowns.
But it's like, but why are you actually scared of clowns? Like, I wonder what it is about them
Mm-hmm.
that is terrifying. Because it's just, do you think it's because it's some person that was like, I want to be a clown?
it's an unknown, and
You
we're
know?
just uncomfortable with people
or
wanting
just,
to
I'm
be
just
clowns.
uncomfortable with some individual saying, like, this is what I
I bet
want.
it's just motherfuckers that watched it when they were little.
It, or they know about John Wayne Gacy, and,
Sure.
But anyway.
Number 8, agoraphobia is the fear of being alone in a situation or place where escape might be difficult. Agoraphobia may include the fear of open spaces, crowded areas, or situations that are likely to trigger a panic attack.
Okay, that's
so
fair.
those are the people that are like homebound, where they don't want to leave their homes.
I'm in the movie theater and I don't, or like I'm in a big food court and I'm like, oh shit, I what if I can't leave? And then you start to think like, oh, well, what if something happens and everyone's going to draw like, and then do people know? Meanwhile, no one's paying
No
them
one
any
gives a
mind,
fuck
but
at
it's
all.
like such a weird, like it's an internal.
You know what you watched Shameless?
Yeah.
Wasn't that season 1? The one girl's mom had agoraphobia and she would never leave.
I'm homebound.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I'm going to stay home because I'm comfortable within my 4 walls.
Yep.
Like that's it.
Yep. I love being home. I don't think
But yeah, but I don't have a fear of going out. I just don't want to.
that would be devastating.
To just what?
Never be able to leave your house.
That sucks.
Number 9, misophobia. Misophobia is
The fear of miso soup. So agreed, because I hate miso soup. Miso soup is trash. So
miso soup, miso horny, miso stupid. Misophobia is the excessive fear of germs and dirt.
oh, okay. So like somebody who didn't they used to be called like germaphobes, right? Wasn't
Sure.
that's the
Yeah.
term that
That reminds me of Monk, Adrian
he?
Monk.
Was he?
He was absolutely scared of germs.
Danny Tanner from Full House.
What about what's the guy that does the Deal or No Deal? The
Howie
Howie Mandel.
is he?
Yeah. Oh, he won't shake people's hands.
Same with what's his face from Mark from Double Dare, Mark Sanders.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he just doesn't shake people's hands.
Like apparently he would just go home and just scrub his hands till they bled.
Ew.
Yeah.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I like a nice germ.
Sure. Yeah.
Load me up.
Yeah. Sneeze in my mouth. Don't actually do that.
Wait, did I tell you? I didn't tell you. I saw this video of this girl getting a tattoo
Okay.
on the roof of her mouth.
Why?
And it said spit here, and it had a little arrow going down her throat.
Wait, that's actually
Now that's the shit that I'd be jerking off to, and
That's-
absolutely feel some jerker's
that
remorse
is
too.
prime jerkers remorse content right there. Yeah. Well, that also can't stick. Like
Right, it'll
come-
fade.
Yeah.
It'll fade.
And it
I wonder how
probably is
painful.
excruciating.
Oh, I
to get
couldn't
the
deal.
like mouth stuff. No, I'm good.
I would need drugs. I would need to be on drugs to get that.
Well, too, like, and I feel like people who give tattoos like that, they'll let you take drugs. So it's like a lose-lose
right,
situation.
right,
So you're
right.
going to now somebody who's like, they probably shouldn't be around you with a
needle.
with a
And
needle.
he used the manual. It was like not a gun.
It was the poke,
Pick-
the
poke and-
the
yeah, poke and stick.
pick and stick, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't mind getting one, but apparently it hurts like a motherfucker. You just
bet.
have to.
It's like a chisel. Ching, ching.
I think Rihanna's were all probably The Rock. I think his were
Really?
done with like he's tribal,
That's
but The Rock
Traditional.
isn't even that big. Like his arms.
it's a little guy.
But
Dare you?
Someone posted too. They were like you and I couldn't even afford his diet for a day.
No, my man eats. How many calories do you think he eats a
Dude,
day?
it's like per meal is thousands. It's like but he then exercises like 13 hours a fucking day.
Sure. Let me hit number 10.
Yep.
It's the final one on the list. Social phobia, which is social anxiety disorder. Social phobia is the fear of social situations. This phobia can be quite debilitating, and for some, it can become so severe that it causes people to miss events, places, and people who are likely to trigger an anxiety attack.
I feel like if I had anyone, it would be that. Like I would.
Like a mild version
I
of that?
just don't like going out.
Wait, do you remember when we went to the pizza place? There was a line of like 5 people, and we get in, and it was unclear. It was unclear how
there was
we would go ahead
unclear
and
as
place.
being nice.
Yeah,
But anyway,
it was confusing as fuck.
Yeah.
there was 2 sides. It was very, and then it was like, did you get a moment to look at the menu? No, it was probably one of those places where you need to know your order beforehand.
He was looking at us, just waiting, and so we just turned our.
So we just left.
Turned around and literally didn't say anything. We just walked out.
So maybe we do have one of these.
And we ended up
phobias.
getting a nice Italian buffet lunch.
Ooh,
and it
that was good.
It
That was
was
stuffed.
good. And let me tell you, it was the first cannoli I ever had.
And what'd you think?
I loved it.
Yeah, okay. So you're a cannoli guy.
I'm a cannoli guy. I think I might just be a ricotta guy now.
So you hated ricotta
I was-
6 months ago, right?
you could
Was
have
it that long ago?
convinced me
Yeah.
that ricotta was good. And then all of a sudden,
Lasagna's on the table.
lasagnas, cannolis, that's pretty much it. So
I don't
now
think ricotta goes in anything else.
cannolis and lasagna on the table.
But both very good foods.
But I don't like Italian food, really.
That's fair. I mean, that's fine. I like a nice Italian dinner every once in a while.
That calamari, though,
It was good.
fucking fire.
Yeah.
But you know what I do want to say, too, before we go, something Eric and I were talking about, eventually getting into giveaways.
Oh, yeah.
And so we were doing our soap reviews today. Obviously, we're going to keep that because it smells really good.
Yeah.
But we want to start doing giveaways and things like that. And then I think, too, we are starting to get our interviews lined up. We actually have one that's going to be happening soon with John from Jay's Bearded Essentials. Probably, I want to say April. I don't know. We're still ironing out details for that one. But like I've been posting about on our social media, that one's going to be huge. So you're not going to want to miss that. That one. There's a lot of cool shit that's going to coincide with that one.
I'm excited.
And then we also have some other interviews too that I'm also really excited for, but that's our next one. So, and I'm just really hype on that. But that's all I got. Eric, you got anything else?
No, that's it for me.
All right. Well, I'm Greg.
And I'm Eric.
And we are the Daddies. Thank you for listening.